London operates 90 routes on behalf of TfL. These route contracts typically have a 7-year maturity with, on average, 30 contracts in the portfolio renewed each year. As the route contract portfolio evolves over the next 5 years, the group anticipates that annual revenues will grow to 300 to 350 million. See the amount of money these companies spend, bro, on this whole fucking business. It's a lot. They are fucking rich, man. With operating margins in line with historical norms in London of 6 to 7%. Rap London reported group revenues of 271 million for the year ended 31 December 2023. The group anticipates that the acquisition will be broadly earnings neutral in following year 2025 and following year 2026. After the utilization of onerous contract provisions of 40 to 50 million that recognized contracts entered into prior to 2022 and were subsequently impacted by material labor market cost increases. The group will recognize these provisions on acquisition. The onerous contract loss provision release matches the losses being incurred on these contracts and will result in a broadly neutral impact in the group's profit and loss accounts. Right, buses are currently acquired under operating leases with the group which the group will review going forward. Okay, so buses are currently acquired under operating leases, so a few of the buses Raps have are leased. Interesting. Anticipates aggregate capital expenditure of 40 to 50 million, which excludes bus acquisitions over the first 3 years of ownership, relating primarily to depot electrification, charging infrastructure, existing fleet replacement, batteries, and a small amount of spending on other non-current assets. Alright, so they're gonna be working on the buses with that Wrapped originally owned. When they take over, they're gonna be working out how to look after them with the battery replacement on all the existing electric buses that Wrapped have that they're gonna be taking. That first are gonna be taken. Right, okay. The capex forecast includes the buses that may be acquired under operating leases, and this will be reviewed in the context of the group's wider approach to electrification. Okay, so TfL First are also going to be working towards that. TfL is targeting an entirely zero emission bus fleet by 2034. Okay, interesting. At the latest, an electrification is now compulsory in the bidding process. Shit! Electrification is now compulsory, so that means only electric buses now for the bidding. So companies can only bid for electric buses. I think that's what they're trying to say. Okay, but I've seen some operators bid with existing hybrids and all that, so that's a bit that's weird. Wrapped London has been an early mover in bus fleet and infrastructure electrification, with a third of the fleet electric. The group will seek to capitalise on electrification expenditure efficiencies through its existing capabilities and arrangements. The group anticipates operating cash outflows of 30 million after bus operating lease payments and capex. I don't know what capex is. In the first 2 years of ownership, with the business expected to be operating cash generative from following year 2027 onwards. Looking ahead, in addition to the measures included in the current turnaround plan, the group has identified a number of synergies that could further enhance profitability. These include fuel and electricity pricing, insurance on bus advertisement, material contracts, fleet purchasing, vehicle sale benefits through the use of the group's Ensign bus business. Okay, so they're going to use the Ensign bus, the business that they have with Ensign bus, because if you didn't know, First owned the Ensign bus. No, First Group owned Ensign bus. If you didn't know that, so they're going to use the Ensign bus business to help them with their first London business in London. Okay. And through the merging of some back office functions, the group will also consider the future financing of electric buses, including the potential benefits of bringing electric bus batteries into its joint venture with Hitachi Zero Carbon. I've heard of Hitachi. Them man did the motors for the train. They did it for trains. Hitachi created motors for this train, the Class 465 and Class 466. Yeah, interesting. Big up them, man. So, okay, so they're gonna be working together with Hitachi Zero Carbon, including the potential benefits of bringing electric bus batteries into its joint. Okay, interesting. So they're gonna be getting electric bus batteries involved with Hitachi. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Wow. So maybe we may see buses someday sounding like fucking trains. Maybe. I mean, some electric buses do sound like trains, but we may have some buses that actually make like the inverter noises that the Class 465 makes, where it sounds like it's changing gear with the inverters. Basically, the inverters, they provide power from the battery to boost up the motor's power and get the motor spinning more. Impact on the group's following year 2025 and following year 2026 financial outlook. Should the acquisition complete in the fourth quarter of the group's financial year ending March 2025, it is anticipated that its following year 2025 net capital expenditure will be 125 million. Wow. And year-end adjusted net debt will be 110 million. The group will also recognize additional. Wow, okay. Interesting. Let me just look through this actually. Share purchase agreement items. Under the terms of the share purchase agreement, SPA, First Group PLC will acquire through its wholly owned subsidiary First Bus Holdings Limited. First Bus. So the First Bus, okay, it's wholly owned subsidiary First Bus Holdings Limited. So First Bus Holdings Limited owns First Group. Interesting. The entire issued share capital of RapDev Transit London Ltd and its three operating subsidiaries, London Transit, London Sovereign Limited, London Transit Limited, and London United Busways Limited. Interesting. From RapDev UK Ltd, the seller, a wholly owned subsidiary of RapDev. The consideration will be paid in full on completion, subject to a normal post-completion true-up process. The entire debt of Rap London will be assumed or repaid by the sellers group prior to completion. Apart from the debt relating to hire purchase and lease finance obligations protected to be 45 million. That is insane money, man. As of 31 December 2024, which are expected to remain with Rap London at completion. Interesting, man.